And looking ahead, Richmond scored a stunning 74-point win over the Bombers on their home ground back in 1983. Richmond had new players, McKenna and Burton from Footscray, Eustace from Essendon, Larkins from Swan Hill and Vernon back after a stint with the Swans. The Bombers had lost Duckworth and Danaher from last week, while regaining Steve Carey and Renee King, the latter playing his first senior game since the 1983 Grand Final. Our commentators at the ground, Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton, and we pick up the action at the first bounce.
Premiership flag has been unfurled and the Bombers are set to make it 2 in a row. Will history repeat itself as Madden loses out to Lee from the first bounce, picked up by Baker of the Bombers down towards the half-forward line. They're kicking towards the scoreboard end. Wood was named as an interchange player but has started as Williams sends them up towards the forward pocket. Over the head of Merritt it goes, and it's Stewart with a mighty thump that puts it out of bounds in front of a very good crowd here at Windy Hill this afternoon in conditions that are very, very similar to springtime. 23, 24 degrees, bright sunshine. From the pack, Williams went in strongly, couldn't take it out. The umpires in charge of today's encounter here at Windy Hill are Sidebottom and Bullers. To the back pocket region, Philip Walsh. We're looking for a big year from him this year. Plays on quickly as he gets it across to his teammate in Paul, who kicks up towards centre wing, looking for the general. Mark Lee, beaten by Madden, but Madden infringed. Went over the top, and the general trying to inspire, get the side moving. Handball across to Walsh. Good shepherding as Neagle takes a player out. That was McKenna. Here's an opportunity for Palm. Goalwards he goes. The first one goes on the board for the Tigers.
And David Palm selected in the back pocket, and probably the big surprise is Barry Rawlings is lined up in the back pocket, and that could easily have been a free kick upfield anyway, because a little bit of foolishness on the part of Merv Neagle, and I hate to see players of the calibre of Merv Neagle doing what I term stupid little things.
And it was interesting, Bob, to see Mark Lee quickly go up to his teammate in Mike McKenna, give him a pat on the back and say, well done, helping to contribute to that goal. 1 goal, 6 points. Richmond, the Bombers yet to score.
A good start by the Tigers. There's a lot of confidence. Neither player gets a clear knock. It'll be McKenna's free kick, so it'll give him a bit of confidence. Good piece of shepherding in the first place to help create the goal, and the former Footscray player puts it forward. Punched away by Hawker. Walsh gets it across to Lee. Long hand pass from Lee finds Waitman. Waitman gets into trouble, but got a hand pass towards Manton. He kicks the ball off the ground. Simpson picks it up. Dummies, straightens up and puts it through. 2 goals to the Tigers.
What a tremendous goal by young David Simpson as the Tigers blast forward in the opening 2 minutes of this game at Windy Hill.
That's what I'll just go back to what I said to you earlier, Sandy. The only time I've ever seen an unfurling of a premiership flag was when South Melbourne played the Collingwood Football Club in 1959, and after that we proceeded to take Collingwood apart by about 10 goals. So let's wonder whether or not Essendon might falter today.
Approaching the 3-minute mark, first term. The Tigers already 2 on the board. Lee and Madden contesting from the centre. Walsh tries to tap it out, but is beaten on this occasion. But he does have backup support, as it's Jeff who sends him to the half-forward line, and this is Michael Roach.
Within kicking distance too, Sandy.
Well, last year it was a toss-up, Roach and Taylor. They were played all over the place. But now it would appear Michael Roach has been set for the key forward position. And
so too was Taylor, 7 last night.
Yes. 3-goal break at this stage could do wonders for the Tigers. A beautiful looking drop punt. Straight through the middle. 3 on the board without a miss. And where's Essendon?
Well, the fans are pretty quiet at the moment, Sandy.
Yes, there was a massive roar with the unfurling of the flag, and since then there's been total silence.
Yes, but let me say right here and now that if ever a club is just going to steady down and recover, it is the Essendon Football Club, and it is a little bit unnerving. You've got your premiership flag being unfurled, and there's no doubt that their mind is probably on that and on last year at a vital stage.
Centre bounce once again. It'll be Lee and it'll be Madden for the Bombers. Neither player getting an effective tap away. Lee tries to surge it forward. It's pushed out wide towards the flank. Bradbury loses out. Vanderhaar comes in strongly, but so too does Walsh. Gets it across to the ghost, Jess, who flicks it over his shoulder. Walsh is there, can't take the mark. but is going to be given the free kick.
So free kick to Kevin Walsh. Goes for the short pass, touched by Manton. Coming in as Waitman, taken away from Waitman by Weston. Picked up by Baker, should have been penalised for holding the ball. But side-bottom umpire, side-bottom that is, decides he didn't have enough opportunity to get rid of the ball and a bounce will take place. 3 straight goals, 18 points. The Tigers, Essendon could say almost yet to gain possession as McKenna forces the ball forward. Holding the man could have gone to Landy. The trip has gone the way of Essendon. It'll be taken by Thompson. 15-metre penalty. Thompson not worrying about the penalty. With the left foot, Thompson towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Ezard's kick comes out to McKenna. McKenna goes wide, looking for Philip Walsh. He doesn't let his teammate down. Walsh, poor hand pass. Could be a free kick to Walsh. No, it's called play on by the umpire, and Harvey sweeps on the ball. Harvey almost tripped. Craig Stewart in position, can't take the mark, it's taken by King, but Stewart has been given the free kick, being held by Merritt. Stewart plays on immediately, goes wide. Rawlings is out there, over the head of Rawlings, getting good support though from Poole. Poole a hand pass on now, and we find Richmond going forward by the medium of Eustace. Eustace across to Anea. Waitman, a poor hand pass, missed by Thompson. Manton can't take possession, it's picked up by Walsh. Walsh of Essendon, a poor kick, wobbles forward. Harvey can't gain possession. Francis does. Tackle too high, and Francis of Richmond will take the free kick.
So Francis on the defensive side of centre, and suddenly some urgency coming into this Essendon lineup. They realise they've given the Tigers an 18-point break. It's with their skipper, Mark Lee, in the centre of the ground. He goes long to the half-forward line. No one at home at all for the Bombers. Waitman can have a look. Put out the pass to Roach, who accepts it.
Lovely football by Dale Waitman. A lot of players may have decided to take the bounce and go towards goal. He was well clear. There was no chance of Walsh maintaining the chase, but he decided to pass the ball to Roach after a beautiful goal earlier by Roach. One would imagine he'd put the ball through again.
40 metres out, almost directly in front. The drop punt is on its way. It looks good. It is good. And the Tigers alive in 85 with 4 straight on the board, and the reigning premiers Essendon yet to score.
I've got these bloody beautifuls in peak condition for the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. Come in and put them through their paces. You'll score a great deal, like $1,200 off these great Nissan vehicles. The Nissan Patrol, $1,200 off. The Gazelle hatchback, $1,200 off. And Bluebird, the sky's the limit. So come into the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. It's a great chance to score a great deal. Come on, fellas.
The Hoover Elite 900 has a wool cycle fully approved by the Australian Wool Corporation. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
The thing I like most about long, hot showers is that my new Vulcan freeloader gas water heater gives me 20% off my hot water costs compared to conventional systems. That means I get 73 days free hot water every year, and that's a heartwarming thought if ever there was one. The Vulcan freeloader, it puts me in hot water free 73 days a year.
See the Vulcan freeloader at your nearest gas showroom. Tonight on 7, following the big league, Simon & Simon pull the plug on police corruption at 8:30. At 9:30, Lovers in the Air and in Fashion in Trapper John MD, and Agatha Christie's Partners in Crime follows at 10:30.
Well, Richmond starting excellently with 4 goals on the board before the Bombers had scored. However, Essendon gradually pegged them back. And we pick up play now at the start of the final term. The Bombers leading by the narrow margin of 13 points. Back to Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilsey.
Into the final term here at Windy Hill with the Bombers leading 14-9 to 12-8 with the Tigers coming back strongly in the third term. They trail by 13 points. The first goal will be of vital importance, and let's see who's going to go into attack. It's going to be John Anea of the Tigers if he goes long and direct. Up towards Roach, out on a long lead. 1-2 grabs, he's got this one.
Within distance too, Sandy.
Yes, despite a magnificent performance by Paul Weston, really. I know Roach has kicked 4, but Weston has worn him like a glove.
Roger Merritt, who's on the mark at the moment, kicked the goal from the identical position to which Roach is kicking from right now.
8 kicks. An important kick for the Tigers. He may have just got there, I think. He has. So they're back in business. They trail by only 7 points on Seven's big lead.
Yes, they are back in business, Sandy, because it's not just the fact that they're now 7 points down. It's the confidence that kicking a goal within just seconds of the start of the game. And I noticed the Richmond players, I don't know, I'd love to know what that magic potion is they're all drinking, Sandy.
All right, here we go again. The centre bounce. Suddenly the Bomber flags are down, the Tiger flags are up. Lee has tried to inspire his side as he surges forward again. The General scoots away, puts out the kick, and it's a beauty. A great lead, a great pass, and Roach will have another shot from the other side of the ground this time.
What wonderful inspiration, Sandy, the way that Mark Lee just took the ball away from that centre bounce then single-handedly, and that's leadership.
Well, he's had very little assistance from the middle all day. He's had to do it all on his own, trying to get the ball out of the middle. But now Roach, the opportunity of bringing the Tigers to within 1 point of the reigning premiers. The drop punt, it's long, it's a good-looking kick too. But no, just off target. 1 point only. 5 goals, 3 to Michael Roach, and the margin is 1 straight kick. Philip Walsh will set himself and take a good mark. Thought about playing on, but should go back and go long. Well, he's going short into the space. Lee's got to stand his ground. Hawker gets the handball away. Thompson short to centre wing, and Bradbury nips in to take the mark. Plays straight on, putting it out in front of Watson. Look at him, tuck it under the arm and go. Chips one back and badly directed, but they may get out of it through Harvey. They will. Over his shoulder, Watson has drifted down into the forward pocket. Could have just about gone on, but says no. I'll go back and have a set shot and try and steady things down. 14 kicks.
What a superb player.
Yes, he's been the one today. 9 hand passes with his 14 kicks, 7 marks. And he's kicked truly. So the Bombers do steady. Once again, the margin is out to 12 points, 15-9 to 13-9 on Seven's big lead.
I really believe around the packs that if Timmy Watson had been in a Richmond Guernsey today, then the score may well have been in favour of the Tigers. He's had a great influence on this game. It's been a good team performance, players coming in and going out of the game. A couple of keen Essendon supporters. 99 to 87. 15 to 13, so 2 goals as Lee gets it down to Waitman again. Waitman looking for Roach. The kick's wide. Thompson of Essendon comes on the scene. The hand pass over the top towards Dunnell. Back to Thompson. Dunnell puts him under a bit of pressure, but Thompson gets it back towards him. Dunnell still trying to get the ball out. Tackle, loses possession, and a bounce will take place. So we're about 50 metres out from the Richmond goal. Half forward flank for Richmond. Merritt. It's a nice tap. Bradbury couldn't gain possession. Carey is there for Essendon. Taps the ball on. Merritt does likewise. And Bradbury gets the hand pass in. Picked up by Elshaw. Elshaw hand passes it forward, but his opponent was first on the scene. That was McKenna. He coughs one too high. And Michael McKenna, now minus the headgear, will take a kick.
20th kick.
Not a long one. Close to the boundary line, but Waitman does take it. Gives the hand pass on towards Vernon. It's knocked away from Vernon. Vernon goes after it, but the boundary line wins out. And so the throwing to take place midway between centre wing and half forward flank for Richmond. 2 goals between the sides. Lee from behind. It's tapped onto Vernon. Vernon puts a high, floating kick down. Roach. Landy comes on the scene. Landy snaps towards goal. It's a lovely looking kick. Bounces truly, and the Tigers are only down by 1 to goal.
Well, they're answering every challenge at the moment and sticking with the Bombers. 6 points the difference, 15-9 to 14-9, and they are hanging on like glue.
4 goals to Graham Landy. And a dangerous half forward is proven. He's forced Kevin Sheedy to move a couple of players around. Donnell has made it hard for him, but that was a lovely goal. 1 goal is the margin between the sides.
Centre bounce, Lee up against Merritt. Won by Lee, but straight to Baker. A high kick to the half-forward line. A great mark over the top by the Dutchman, Van der Haar. And Lee is down in the middle. Let's hope he's okay, because if he goes, the Tiger cupboard will be bare. Van der Haar, a chance to go deep into the forward zone. They shepherd it through. They shepherd it through for a goal, and Van der can't believe it. Thank you, he says, boys, and we're 12 points clear again.
It wasn't the best looking kick, Sandy, but we know just what a prodigious kick that Paul Van der Haar is, and even a poor looking kick from Van der Haar still covers plenty of distance.
Well, the old wry grin came over the face. 14 kick to Vander. Now Lee was receiving some attention for what appeared to be a knee problem in the centre. Let's see what he does at this bounce.
A knee where, Sandy?
Still only 12 points the difference. Merritt tumbles it over, taken by Palm, who gets a hurried kick to the half-forward line. Snared by Waitman, dummies beautifully, gives it across to Larkins, wobbles a kick to the half-forward line, badly directed, however. He was looking for landing and found Thompson. 15 metres. Careful, you'll go for time wasting. There's another 30. Izzard out wide on the wing. Spears one into half forward. Manton does well to stop it. They set upon him. Izzard, Elshaw I should say, down towards the forward pocket. Watson try as he may, cannot keep it in. And another throw in to take place.
This time the throw in midway between half forward flank and forward pocket for Essendon. Right in front of the Dick Reynolds stand. Walsh tried to burst through, couldn't do so. Kink comes on the scene for Essendon, loses possession. He gets good support from Williams. He forces the ball forward. Left by Hawke, a hand pass from Williams across to Van der Haar. And a long kick from Van der Haar up towards the pocket. And good use of the body by Bradbury. Completely got rid of Francis.
Van der Haar's hurt.
Paul Van der Haar, I think, saying to the trainer, I'll be all right. As Peter Bradbury, right on the boundary line, has kicked 2 goals. Only had 4 kicks, but made the most of them with 2 goals. Runs around, it's called play on, and Bradbury spears it through the centre.
If ever they wanted one that relieved the pressure, it came from Bradbury. 17-9 to 14-9, 18 points the margin favouring the Bombers.
Richmond have hung in there, Sandy, but every time they get reasonably close, the Bombers seem to have the answer. Paul Van der Haar. Not on camera, Paul Van der Haar being treated by the doctor. I think might have a dislocated finger or whatever. You shouldn't laugh at somebody else's pain, but...
Well, he's staying out there. Appears to be okay. And here's the bounce again.
I'm going to say that with affection.
Lee and Merritt joined forces in the middle. McKenna had it, then lost it. Wood gets a hurried kick. Oh, great effort by Jepp. Can't quite mark. Through comes Williams. Puts the handball out towards Foulds. It wasn't a good one. It put him under plenty of pressure. Williams again goes in to try and make amends. Foulds. King. As they stack down there on the mill, the haul up is the eventual decision. Last man up, Philip Walsh. Kevin Walsh for the Bombers is waiting on the sidelines. Van der Haar's going to come off now, by the way, as Izzard goes for a roundhouse right, taken by Jepp. Van der Haar off, Walsh on. The ball centre field, the opportunity for an ear if he can keep pushing it forward. Thompson intercepts and intercepts well. Jess gives chase. Thompson overruns it. Jess appeared to be held whilst not in possession. The umpire is not interested. And he lets it go. Now he says, gentlemen, let's have a ball up. And the Ghost slow to get up. 14-9 plays 17-9, favouring Essendon. Game in which the Bombers have held sway for most of the day, but Richmond just keep coming back like a dog gnawing at a bone. Well, the crowd, I think, sensing that perhaps Craig Stewart was playing on. He does now, gets the handball away. Roach is the target. Almost Landy in front. Vernon caught. Where's Waitman? Here he is. Tries to get the handball back to Vernon. He snaps it over his shoulder in towards goal and puts it through. So back they come again. Well, they keep on hanging in. Darryl Vernon scores his first, and it's the Tigers 15.
Both sides have kicked 3 goals in this quarter, Sandy. And at 3/4 time, it was a 13-point margin. Right now, 12 points to margin. Centre bounce. Mark Lee against Simon Madden. Madden wins out. Runs past Merritt. Picked up by Palm. Thought about the hand pass. Now puts the short kick in. Couldn't be trapped by a knee. It is well done by Brian Wood. Offloaded by Rioli, but got his kick in. Stewart punches the ball away. It goes to Elshaw. Felt should have hand passed to Harvey, but it could be effective as Walsh is there. Can't take the mark. The hand pass comes out. It was a loose one. Pack forming. An umpire side bottom decides it will have a bounce about 35 metres out from the Essendon goal. 111 to 99. 11 and a half minutes just on in this final term. This Poole forces the ball forward. Pushing the back will go the way of Merritt. And the big fellow, well, maybe just a little too far out, but Merritt, a very good player, is just as likely to put it through. The distance may just trouble him, Sandy.
Yes, he's directly in front. Any breeze there is possibly at his back. We take it back. Distance will not trouble him. Accuracy shown. One behind only. But it's points like that that could eventually turn out to be the most important of all, because it's made the margin now 13 points. And Van der Haar, whilst not on camera, is set to come back on the field. Back into play. Merritt waiting at the back. Folds, shoots it out towards Baker. In fact, it was Carey who shot it out to Baker. Walsh, Kevin, or danger. Hawker into the forward zone, but
Free kick
has been picked up. Glenn Hawker will have another kick as Tim Jett was about to nip away. Hawker's been quiet today. In fact, has had only 4 kicks and 7 handballs. Walsh is leaving the ground and Van der Haar coming back on. This could just about seal it for the Bombers. Glenn Hawker does, with his first goal, and it gives them a 19-point break. Essendon are 18-10 to the Tigers 15-9 on 7's big lead.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on NEC, Australia's champion colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
NEC have always been champs in picture quality. Now, have a look at these great new stereo models. Or better still, have a listen to the NEC difference at your NEC retailer.
See them try, see them fall, see it best of all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
They're just what you need to keep out the chill. So warm and so thick, you know what to pick. It's gotta be Bonds. The cotton's the key. You're warm and you're free. When you pull one on, you'll soon see what we mean. Their skin is so soft. Bonds fabric's not rough. You know that they'll last like they have in the past. It's gotta be Bonds. It's gotta be Bonds.
Nurse shoots in love, but major medical complications intervene. There's also a fashion show to organise, and the complications continue. Trafford John MD, where love is in the air and in fashion. Tonight at 9:30 on 7.
At the 17-minute mark, Essendon lead by 3 goals.
Towards half forward, Jess playing from behind, and Brian Wood takes a good mark. Back again towards the centre. Madden is the target. Lee waiting at the back. He's got plenty of support. Manton picks it up now onto that right foot. He just shoots it along the boundary line, but I think it's gone a little too wide. In fact, he has. It's out of bounds on the full, and King will bring it in.
Renee King, well-placed pass, finds Elshaw. Elshaw, once again, it's Van der Haar. Van der Haar steadies, goes goalward, and it's another goal to Paul Van der Haar. His second, and what a dangerous player he is, Sandy.
What a wonderful start to the year he's having.
2 beautiful passes nonetheless. First of all, Renee King to hit Elshaw, and then Elshaw to do the same with Paul Van der Haar.
So he's put this game beyond doubt, a 4-goal break, 19-10 to 15-10. After receiving treatment for what appeared to be a dislocated finger or thumb, he has really bounced back. Centre bounce once again. And again, it will be the tireless Lee up against Madden. Merritt just taps it forward, but Williams had an airy. Walsh gives it to Stewart. King takes the mark on half back. To the half forward line, Williams. They continue to run. Bradbury is the target. Eustace spoils him well. Francis can't get an effective kick away, but he does have support. And another good mark taken this time by King again. A long floating punt from Renee King. Van der Haar didn't get first touch to it. The crowd thought he may have palmed, tackled too high, but he ducked, so he's gone for holding the ball.
Not a day that David would really like to remember, Sandy.
No, he's started off in pretty quick fashion, but unfortunately hasn't had the best of days.
So it's Glenn Hawker. Hawker's kick looks nice off the boot. Now the margin's 5 goals as Essendon go to 20 goals 10, 130 with the Tigers on 100. 15-10, 100 in fact, and 5 straight kicks, the margin between the sides as Barry Rawlings comes back onto the ground to replace John Manton. No, a fine performance by the Bombers, giving 5-goal start, and now they lead by 5 goals. Centre bounce. Madden wins out. Lee obviously getting tired as Elshaw forces the ball forward, and once again Van der Haar. A hand pass to Harvey, on to Watson. Watson towards goal, another whipper, and Watson brings up his second, and the Bombers go further ahead. Great team play again. Started by Simon Madden in the centre, finished off by Timmy Watson. There's the board, 21-10 to 15-10, a 36-point margin.
You're watching Seven's Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Richmond getting off to a very good start in the match. They actually led by 4 points at quarter time. Essendon led by 17 points at half time. And in fact, that was the winning margin at the end of the game. The major goal kickers for Essendon, Harvey got 3 and Bradbury got 3. And for the Tigers, Michael Roach got 7 goals and Landy got 4. We'll take a break. Back with more of Seven's Big League in just a moment.
Next on Seven's Big League, Sandy Roberts with the NEC Fantastic Footy Flashbacks.
Oh no, she's doing the banking.
How clever it must seem to have accounts all over the place. You rush around for high interest, pay the bills in a panic. If only you could find someone who'd do all this, give you a cheque account free of activity charges, and pay your bills automatically. Plus, give you a MasterCard or Westpac card to shop with in supermarkets and in service stations. It's called Advantage Saver Plus, and it's only from Westpac, the bank.
Been doing the banking, Mum.
No one knows what the world will look like in 1995, but you know your home will look great because back in 1985, you used a new paint called Decade. For 10 years, Decade will protect against sun, rain, and just about anything Mother Nature can conjure up. Decade, the only paint that's guaranteed in writing to last 10 years. Decade, not just an ordinary paint. Available in white and 60 colours. Only at your nearest Bristol store.
At last, Grosby are taking advantage of my rugged macho image. They want me to sing about new super sports with Velcro tabs. Did you say sing? Grosby Velcro super sports are here. Zip them, rip them, that's the sound you'll hear because they're here and they're not there and they look great with all your gear. Grosby super sports are just the latest thing to wear. Grosby super sports, they're great, mate.
Plenty of goals kicked under today's ideal conditions, and let's check how the leaders board shapes up tonight. Simon Beasley and Bernie Evans topping the list with 9 goals apiece. Brian Taylor got 7 last night, Roach 7 today, Cordner 7 likewise this afternoon. And as I said, under ideal conditions, a number of goals kicked in these ideal conditions, and I think we should see possibly the ton topped once more. All right, let's go to the TAB footy bet now. If you were having a bet today on the footy, it came out like this in footy bet. Geelong, selection 5, $8.25. The Swan, selection 23, a mammoth dividend of $31.25. Footscray, selection 17, $7.50. Collingwood, selection 19, $6 even. Melbourne, selection 5, $7.70. And the Bombers, selection 3, $10.45. The footy double, you required Geelong and Melbourne, selections 5 and 5. And the points range there, 25 to 30. 25 to 30, it returned a very good dividend of $136.25. And the footy quad, Geelong, the Swans, Footscray and Essendon returning an exceptionally good dividend, $9,783.50. All right, it's time now for our very popular segment, Footy Flashbacks, brought to you by NEC. And let's go and see what Sandy Roberts has on the menu for us tonight.
Thank you, Peter. Well, the letters have been pouring in for our brand new segment, NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. And today, we're going to be featuring one of the game's most flamboyant characters ever. I'm speaking about the high-flying, mercurial, and sometimes very courageous, Carl Ditterich. Stephen Finn specifically, he's down there in the Western District at Warrnambool, asked to see footage of Big Carl in action. He burst onto the football scene sensationally way back in 1963, the very same day as Ian Stewart. He went on to play 285 games before retiring in 1980. He might not like to remember this, but he faced the tribunal 19 times and was ousted for a total of 30 weeks. So, especially for Stephen Finn and Warrnambool, here's Big Carl, Carl Ditterich in action on NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks.
He stars in their first season of league football. Young Carl Ditterich, who wrote newspaper headlines with his very first appearance in senior football against Melbourne.
Nice kick, high kick by this lad, up towards Ditterich. Ditterich goes up, can't mark the ball, goes over the back. Graham Anderson grabs the ball, eventually Ditterich following it on, kick, hand passes over to Kennedy. Beautiful tap down, gets the ball over, but Ian Stewart roving well for St Kilda almost. Gets it right up goes. Oh, can do so. Kicked off the ground, it's Dick Mitchell Gill. Who's going to win? Oh! Gill got there first, got one around here for his trouble.
Knocked away, however, by Baskin. They're taken here by O'Day. Back in the centre to Ditterich.
Bremner comes right out from goal and is hit for his trouble, and Mr. Ditterich cops 1-2.
Scott Minor gets a knockout to Ditterich, who weaves his way strongly through the pack, handballs it over. Kicked off the ground, Ditterich coming through strongly again.
Now,
and this was a fair bump.
Ditterich has got a chance. He's only got to kick it straight.
From the centre bounce, Ditterich gets the tap down towards Mansley. He couldn't handle it back and had a chance then until Bissett came in and socketed the ball off the ground. Ditterich comes in and shepherds. Oh, this player's going in hard here. And there'll be a free here, no worry.
And we see Wayne Richardson pick up and drive. Got him at ball. There's a mark, a big mark. Oh, beautiful mark by that big number of 10. You don't need
need me to tell you his name. Smith taken here by Page, or nearly taken. A chance once again for Ditterich. Coming in, took his eyes off the ball, paid the penalty, recovers well, gets out of trouble like a little man, and from directly in front puts it right through the middle. Well played. Kick, it'll make centre wing. Up they go. Ditterich hooks it in one hand. How do you like that?
Over the centre half ball. There's Ditterich going after it. But right there's Barnes downing Ditterich. Particularly when North's the top dog and St Kilda trying to get back. There'll be a mark to go. There's a free kick against him to score. It'll be a free kick to Ditterich.
Bottom 100, so is Scanlon side, bottom not paid them, yes. Out to Matthews, pushed in the back, yes, that's the call. Matthews will take this front load, a bit of a dust-up once again.
Keith will get a free kick, will he, from the umpire? No, play on's the call, back to Ditterich. Ditterich fires at the goals, it's a mammoth kick. In turn goes for another hand pass to Ditterich, but he's lost it. Off the ground, goal!
Big Carl in action for many, many people, I'm sure, but especially for Stephen Finn out there at Warrnambool. And don't forget, if you'd like to see a passage of play or one of the favourite players of your era in action, then all you've got to do is write to NEC, Fantastic Footy Flashbacks, HSV 7, Dorcas Street, South Melbourne, 3205. And don't forget to put your request on the back of the envelope.
Throughout season 85, all letters will go into our Fantastic Footy Flashbacks barrel and be eligible to win one of 6 magnificent portable televisions from NEC. At the end of the season, all entries will go back into the barrel for the major prize draw of this outstanding 63cm stereo colour television and a VHS video hi-fi from NEC, high technology colour television and video.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Sandy. John Coleman last week and Big Carl this week. More of NEC's fantastic footy flashbacks coming up next week on Seven's Big League. More of Seven's Big League in just a moment.
Coming up next on Seven's Big League, today's clash at VFL Park between Hawthorn and Geelong.
Drove her topless, weather was right, drove her wild, a beautiful sight.
Drove her here, drove her that, drove her everywhere.
Drove her bananas on the sunny side, drove her over in four-wheel drive.
Drove her here, drove her that, drove her everywhere.
Drove her in the daydream, my oh my, drove her overdrive. Let's fly!
Drove her.
Drove her out of town, had a look round. Drove her homeward bound.
Drove her here, drove her that, drove her everywhere.
Drove her home from your Holden dealer.
It's easy to spot the bargains at Paint Spot, the paint specialists. Massive savings on a huge range of quality paint all year round. Timber Colour all-in-one water-based timber and decking finish, only $18.90. Wash and wear flat washable flat interior wall finish, real value at $18.90. Save at Paint Spot, Bentley, Fitzroy, Footscray, Windsor and Springvale. At Paint Spot, we'll beat the lot.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day. And with the first full round of the 85 football season being played this weekend, you can count on Sunday Press for the fullest coverage of how the teams and players are shaping up for the struggle ahead. Sunday Press also reports on life with the rebels of Eritrea in their struggle against the Marxist Ethiopian regime. And there's the story of the brave girl who is a remarkable success despite having no arms or legs. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
The Army Reserve Cup, live from the Lakeside Drive Oval. Essendon will do battle with Richmond. Your commentators are Sandy Roberts, Peter McKenna, and this week only Brownlow medalist Gary Dempsey. The Army Reserve Cup, champions of tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, 2:15.
Well, after a number of practice matches and last week's encounter against Essendon, Hawthorn today once again made the journey to VFL Park, and this time to front up to a very confident Geelong side. Although the Hawks annihilated the Cats by some 69 points when they met them there in round 22 of last year, Hawthorn had to go into this afternoon's game without DP, Domenico and Schwab, although they were strengthened by the return of their top ruckman Michael Byrne. For the Cats, a new player to keep an eye on, Bruce Linder from West Adelaide wearing Guernsey number 2. Tonight, we pick up play at the 12-minute mark of the second quarter, Geelong leading by 10 points, and with me in the commentary box, Lou Richards.
That's a free kick against Hawthorn, and it will be taken by Williams.
You're very quiet, Pete.
One kick, I think. Lou, yeah. Oh, on his own. Hughes says, thanks very much. This is the easiest kick I'll get today. Looking for Jacko, up towards full forward. A big pack of players are there. Flanagan, Shepherds for Bruns, and Bruns puts it through. Geelong further ahead. They're killing Hawthorn at the moment. The Cats by 16.
16 points the difference, and Hawthorn in plenty of trouble now. 12 and a half minutes gone of the second quarter. 8-1, 49 Geelong to Hawthorn, 5-3, 33, and that's fantastic kicking by Geelong. 8-1, there's the kick again. Bit of fumbling by Geelong up there in front of goals. Not many players staying down. This gave Geelong the break. All flying. Ball knocked out. Pouncing on it now as little Bruns getting away from the pack. Too many Geelong Hawthorn defenders flying for the ball.
13 minutes gone in the quarter. 49 plays 33. It's the Cats' day so far.
The Cats in front by 16 points. It comes back here now as the ball is cleared away by Langford. Up towards centre half forward. The back is Cohen. Got his hands to mark. The umpire says play on. Card boots it wild. Out there towards Big Burn. That's a good mark. Oh, he went for foolish hand pass and lost it. This has put Brereton into trouble now. Brereton is grabbed by Buse. Finally gets the ball back to Lester Smith. It's hooked back to half forward. Punched out at that time by Cohen. Card tries to get clear. They grab him. Mossop, he said, hold the ball against Card. A little bit severe, I would say, that time. Card falling to the ground, didn't have much chance. Now it's Curran. Goes for the long kick into the goal square. Matthews having a fight. Oh, he's trying to juggle that one away from Bolton. He's going to play a free kick to him. And I think he did hang onto his wrist. I think he was hanging onto his wrist. He's an old dog for old tricks, Matthews. And I think, in fairness to, I'm not trying to knock young Bolton, but I wouldn't try to put it over Matthews too often. You'll finish up second last all the time. Going for goal number 3. There it is on its way. And that's another goal to Matthews. So Matthews keeping them back in the game. 6-3-39, Hawthorn to Geelong 8-1-49.
Well, Hawthorn's only successful forward, Lee Matthews, with 3 goals.
Well, let's watch that. He's got onto his wrist or onto his arm.
Yes, he held him on the left arm.
That's right. So the umpire spotted that quickly. Matthews 3 goals on Bolton. He's got a very difficult job, even though Matthews is getting a bit long on the tooth.
Once again, 10 points the difference. Geelong, though, still with a very handy lead midway through the second quarter.
We're at the 15-minute mark of the second quarter, and it's been a great game of football so far. On a perfect day, around about 23 degrees. Ball comes back to Yates. He couldn't get clear. The umpire said it'll be a free kick against him for holding the ball. Lester Smith over to Robertson. Robertson with a long kick over the half-forward line. Coming out now. Oh, that's a great mark to Russell Green. A gutsy mark.
Was it what?
By golly, they take it, bit of taking those ones. There's the kick now by Russell Gwynn into the goal square again. Flying high was Brereton, couldn't get clear. It hits the deck now. Malaxos falls on top of it, smuggles the ball out. A good hand pass to Matthews for goal number 4. No, he's off target and it's through for 1 point. So it's Geelong 8 goals, 149 in front of Hawthorn by 9 points, 6-4-40.
Gary Malarkey to bring the ball back. He'll favour the outer side. Beautiful torpedo punt kick from Malarkey. Looking for Ablett. Mew got 2 hands to the ball. O'Keefe fumbles. Well, a good bump there by Curran. Russo grabbed. A play on call. Out to Robertson. In pursuit, Ablett. Robertson, long hand pass to Green. Lifting his game now. Green at half forward left. Trying to put Hawthorn deep into attack. Looking for Bennett. He's got the mark. Just.
Quite a fair game, Pete.
Yes, as I said before, though, I like the style of him. And he's got pace, fairly tall. A badly needed goal if he can kick it for Hawthorn. They trail by 9 points. Awkward kicking style, and Beers right off. 1 point, so Bennett has 1-2 to his credit. The difference is 8 points. That's about as close as Hawthorn seemed to get. Malarkey. Long and wide. Mark taken by O'Keefe. One of Geelong's best players at the moment. In front is Tui. Tui on centre wing. Hughes. Good tackle by Green. Hughes again. Ayres.
He's played a pretty good game down there in defence, Peter Ayres.
Yes, much better than last week, Lou.
One of their best players today.
Mossop kicked it straight to him. Mossop says thanks very much. Yates up to half forward. Oh, Bruns caught the mark. Oh, it gets decked. Got a free kick. Looking for Jacko. McCarthy defending well for Hawthorn. He replaced the injured Considine, and it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket for Geelong. 17.5 minutes gone in the term. Sevens big league from VFL Park, a difference of 8 points.
Flanagan contesting for Geelong. Mew, all high, wide, and not too handsome. It's over the boundary line. The free kick will be taken for Geelong in the left forward pocket. And the recipient of the free kick will be, let me see, who's going to take it? Probably Yates. Yates about 40 metres from goal. Should get the distance. He has. It's a beautiful kick. Touch to a goal. It's another goal. Great goal. And Geelong kicking them out of you-know-where at the moment. 9-1 to 6-5. Great kicking by the Cats, and they lead by 14 points.
That was a great kick by Yates that time. There it is in action again. That's a long kick from about 50 metres out. And of course, the pack flew a little bit early to help that one, but he's got it through for a goal, and no wonder he's elated about that.
9-1 Geelong's kicking, and that sort of kicking wins any football game. 18 and a half minutes gone, second quarter, 9-1 to 6-5. Mossop, the two redheads combining again. Scratch and Neal up towards half-forward left for Geelong. Kennedy. And another one out of bounds on the full. No, it's not. Just bounces about half a metre inside. Well, the last one was pretty costly. And so a boundary throw in on centre wing. Scratch and Neal off.
And coming onto the ground now is Morgan. Ball knocked out of Bruns. Bruns' kick is a high one. Back to the half-forward on a chance for Mew to mark. He's dropped that one. He's flat and Linda's grabbed it, but he gets it out towards Ablett. This is dangerous. A hand pass coming over now. Oh, that's Hughes back to Ablett. And put your glasses down about this one. It's a goal. That's his third. That's stuck out a mile.
3 to Ablett.
And at about that, 10-1, 61 Geelong to Hawthorn, 6-5, 41. A difference of 20 points now. And he's becoming a mighty dangerous player. There it is again. Linda gets a quick hand pass out. And Ablett with a hand pass, but backs up beautifully. Goes round the outside of the pack. And that's the sign of a real player when you can back up like that.
Geelong just too good for Hawthorn at the moment.
So we're back in the centre, and Hawthorn in plenty of trouble as we approach the 20-minute mark. They're down by 20 points. This could be the first boil-over, really, of the round, as we see Mossop getting out there to Bruns. He balks, gets clear, he's got a paddock to run, and here decides to take advantage of that. Up there towards the full forward position, punched out by Morris. Over to Kennedy, a hand pass, comes out wide. Morris picks it up again, back to Langford. A little bit slow to get rid of it. It's a bad kick, but it's okay. Lester Smith's got it. Back to Robertson, who's playing fairly well today for Hawthorn. A lot better than last week. It's a bad kick. And marked here by Mossop on the centre wing position. They're backing up beautifully, Geelong. Over to Toohey. The ball back to Langford. He's got that mark at half back. 61 plays 41 in favour of Geelong. Into the quarter by 20 and a half minutes. Ball punched away from Curran. Kicked off the ground by Bruns. They're not messing about. Flanagan juggles the ball. Goes after it again. A hand pass to the wrong man. Picked up by McCarthy. A chance now for Hawthorn to get their game going as it goes out to Kennedy, but O'Keefe gets the run of the ball. After him now is Bennett. Bennett can't get clear. He shrugs him off beautifully. O'Keefe goes for a pass. It's a beauty. There's the danger player. He's already kicked 3. That's Ablett. He's getting away from you now.
What?
It's about time Yabby James thought about taking this fellow away from him, because he'll kick a bundle today. There's a long kick. Look at this one. Right at the teeth of goal. They all fly. It hits the deck. Flanagan comes in, but he's beaten the mark that time by Kennedy, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 10 goals to 62 points. Geelong, which is fantastic kicking for goal, to Hawthorn 6-5, 41. 21 and a half minutes gone of the second quarter, and Hawthorn in plenty of trouble. Over the top of the pack. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Geelong, I think. It'll go to Yates, who's been one of their best players today. It's his 14th kick for the match so far. Kicked a beautiful goal just about 5 minutes ago. The pack fly off the deck. There's Jacko for goal number 3. He's put it through, and he could go through and ending again. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what Jacko does now.
Seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on NEC, Australia's champion colour TV. Seen them run, swim and bowl, seen them hit and do it all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
NEC have always been champs in picture quality. Now, have a look at these great new stereo models. Or better still, have a listen to the NEC difference at your NEC retailer.
See them try, see them fall, see it best of all. NEC, on Champion Colour TV.
Not everyone who joins the army wants to drive a Leopard tank.
Scuba diver, mate. Looks like you picked up a hitchhiker. Hey, we caught ourselves a yabby.
In fact, the army's got over 150 different jobs they can train you in.
Boy, I'm starving.
And with that many jobs to choose from, well, you got to find one that suits you.
More Australians will choose this pillow above all others for one very simple reason. Quality. Tontine quality. Sleep on it. It's Australia's top-selling pillow.
I got a mate called Mazda.
Real good mate I go to work with, real good mate who works real hard. Real good mate I got to rely on.
My Mazda 3's the best investment I ever made. That 2-litre engine works real hard. 5-speed transmission will go anywhere. Power-assisted front discs will stop any time. Add Mazda comfort and reliability to all that muscle, you've got more than a ute, you've got a mate. I got a mate called Mazda.
And welcome back to Seven's Big League. Let's go back to VFL Park now. This time we pick up play in the game between Hawthorn and Geelong in the third quarter. And we pick up the match at the 17-minute mark. The difference is 24 points in favour of the Cats.
He's on centre wing. Wobbly punt kick. Ayres in front, too tall for Bruns. Tucker's in there. McCarthy wins through for Hawthorn, goes wide towards the outer side. Who's getting underneath it first? Malaxos, Bolton. Bolton covering plenty of ground. I guess we could call him a Bolton wanderer. He's fast, he's run through. Great play by the Cats. Williams snares it well, looks for a lead. How's Jacko? The ankle seems to be okay. Punched away by McCarthy. Ayres butters up well. Here's a chance for the Cats though through Buse. Threads his way through the pack. Turns around, shoots. Jacko's there. Ablett! Oh, what a grab! Sensational stuff. 6 marks, 7 marks. What a grab. Jacko was there, but Ablett was the man. And he won't miss this one. He's kicked 3-3 so far. He can make it 4-3. He'd have to fall over to miss it.
I'm not saying he's going to miss it, but I've seen him miss it from here, Pete. I don't want to try and moss him at all, but it has happened before.
One in 100 you might miss from there, but that'll be about all. That's not one of them. It's a goal. So 4 goals to Gary Ablett. Geelong lead by 3 goals, 13-5 to 9-11. Well, I suppose if you could look for a player that was going to be an outstanding Brownlow medal prospect early in the season, remember that this is the first round, you would go for Gary Ablett.
Well, there's 2 grabs at the ball, but he followed it all the way down and was a great mark. He's a sensational player.
And of course, he used to play for Hawthorn.
Well, he had 2 brothers there too, and they've all moved on.
18 and a half minutes have gone in the third quarter. Geelong leading by 18 points.
18 points the difference. And Hawthorn still in the hot seat. The ball knocked out by Byrne. Pouncing on it is Robertson, showing a lot of pace. Oh, he's well grabbed, nearly holding the ball over to Brewer on a short pass. And it's marked here by Malaxos at centre-half forward. Hawthorn badly needing a goal. Geelong getting back on top up towards Payton again. Knocked away by Malarkey, and it finally goes through for 1 point. So it's 13-5-83 Geelong to Hawthorn 9-12-66. 19 minutes gone of this third quarter. Ball back into play again. Out towards centre-half back. Johnson and Brewer to go for it. Neither got that one. Punched on by Tuck. Grabbed by Johnson again. There's a bit of juggling going as Geelong get the ball clear. That time through Boss. Ablett dropped that when he lost sight of it. Picked up by Lester Smith over to Curran. Curran playing down there in defence. Didn't do too well on the forward line up towards Matthews, but he's outnumbered that time, and a mark taken in defence. He's appealing for a free kick. It goes to Malarkey. The ball out wide, out there to Yates, and he's one of their best players. He's been consistent all day, this fellow. Gives a hand pass. Back it finally goes now out to Card. Card's kick is a long one going for the boundary line. It's too wide, and it'll be a penalty free kick down there to Curran. I said before, Curran playing in defence. Short pass. It'll be okay. Marked here by Russ, who hasn't put up a bad show today. He and Williams have had a great battle. Out to Brewerton. Couldn't get the mark. Backing up one of those little Bruns. Didn't take a chance. Kicked it off the ground. Back to Russo again. Fumbles the ball. Pushed into play by Bruns. Picked up that time by Kennedy. Over to Brewerton. Oh, shocking miss. This has put himself a lot of trouble. He's lost and he deserved to lose at that time. That was a bad miss by Brewerton.
Again, good tackling by Geelong, Luke.
Yes, but he had a chance to get away. He was going before he got the ball that time on the free kick to go to Johnson. 83 plays, 66 in favour of Geelong. Now there's a nice short pass and a mark taken here by Williams. Well, both Williams and Russo have had plenty of kicks. They're playing certainly wide of each other. Seems to be the fashion with centre players today. And out it goes again. Bruns Geelong doing it pretty easy, not having much. Oh, there he goes again. Evidently grabbed that one, hit the deck. Ayres goes for hand pass, not a good one. Punched on again, that time by O'Keefe. Back to Lindner, a snap at goal up to Jacko, has a chance. Got one hand to it that time, but he's still limping pretty badly as Morris picks it up. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacko goes off the ground. Picked up by Mew at half back. The ball driven out wide, comes out towards Malaxos. Taps it over to Russo, a hurried kick back towards that half-forward line. But there we see the mark taken down there by Boss. Boss goes for a kick back towards the centre of the ground. A chance for O'Keefe to mark, not O'Keefe, Neal to mark on his own. But on the edge of the square, left footer down over the half-forward line. Ball punched away by Lindner. Picked up by Ayres. Been a great defender today. Short pass, it's too long for Kennedy. Tapped on again by Boss, showing a lot of pace. Hits a hand pass out. Neal couldn't pick it up. It's finally knocked over to Mossop. Back to Williams. Williams goes for a pass out wide, looking for O'Keefe. Flying high was Bennett. I think he's got it. My God, he's been very impressive today, this fellow. Got a very good game indeed. Got around his opponent. I think he's kicked 2 goals for the match so far, too. Over it goes to Robertson to take that mark a good distance out from goal, about 60 metres out. Out towards the half-forward flank on the members' side. Hand pass. McCarthy doesn't know what to do with it. Can he get himself into trouble? Over to Bennett again. He lost the one. Well tackled by Neal. The ball lost out. Comes from Robertson from Matthews. Oh, it's a shocking kick. They can't do a thing right down that forward line. It's a shocker. Kennedy's grab. Goes for hand pass to Malaxos on the boundary. A snap at goal, but it's right across the face of goals and out of bounds on the full. And a penalty. Oh, it's a point. Well, it didn't deserve a point because they messed about so much, really, Hawthorn.
The forward line in total disarray, and I think that's reflected by the scores, 9-13. And you can put it down to some very good tackling by Geelong, too. It's the best tackling Geelong side I think I've seen for a long time. 83-67. Third quarter action from VFL Park. Robertson. Can't control it, it's out of bounds at half-forward right. Of course, Hawthorn lost last week that match from round 3. Jacko still in the hands of the trainers, having the ankle well and truly strapped. So if they lose today, they've got a loss in round 1 and a loss in round 3. Not a great start for the season. Russo, he and Ayres, probably their best players. Rob Malarkey. He's gone short. Scratch and Neal must have a bad case of BO or something because no one was in 30 metres of him. O'Keefe does it easily. Short pass. And intercepting well down there for Hawthorn is Curran. Started in the forward line, obviously now in defence. Malaxos. Looks for Curran running past. Curran, another hand pass onto Bennett. Crawling forward is McCarthy. Didn't get himself into some bother. Now he steadies. 3 Geelong players are down there. I could have raffled that. The old Chook raffle.
Tell you what, Matthews is going mad about the forwards down there with him, Pete.
Yes, I can understand too. Cards kick. Tuck and Flanagan. Flanagan finally got boot to ball. McCarthy should get there first for Hawthorn. Fires out the hand pass. Picked up by Lester Smith on centre wing. Who's he going to give it to this time? Straight to Bolton. Lindner. I've never seen so many Geelong players on their own. Scratch and Neal to Ablett. This will be the easiest goal he'll kick. No, Jacko's on his own. With a bit of plaster. Come on, come and get it, guys. Oh, the Jacko show. Goal 5 for Jacko on one leg. They're beating Hawthorn 89-67.
Well, he did that one leg standing, Jacko, and of course he tempted young Morris to come down and get it. And only Jacko can do that. Let's watch this in action. This is Jackson at his best, and good play on the part of Neil and Ablett. Ablett could have easily kicked this goal, but he gave Jacko a charity, but Jacko played up to the crowd. Now watch the Andes. Come down and get it, fella, he said. How about that? Now he claps himself.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
And his boot heavily bandaged, and poor old Morris, a young kid, he shouldn't take notice of it, just the same.
Well, he's staying on the ground anyway, Jacko.
89 plays, 67 in favour of Geelong. Things don't look too good for Hawthorn at the centre bounce again. Well, they both missed that, McCarthy and Mossop. Finally picking it up as Williams. He's got Tuck on him in the centre. Yates can't get it clear, but he won't give it. He was grabbed, didn't have the ball, and he'll get a free kick. Free kick to Yates, and this game is gradually slipping away from Hawthorn. Things don't look too good at the moment. Off the top of the pack, knocked out by Yu, picked up by Linda. There's another goal coming up in a moment. Over there to Bruns, he'll have a snap at goal, and he's off target and through for 1 point. Jacko's still down there with that left boot pretty heavily bandaged, limping a bit. But I'm not saying it's not hurt, but I think Jacko would be playing up to the crowd a little bit.
I think he's got a bad dose of gout.
Well, he's kicked up to this stage of the match 5 goals. Not a bad effort, I think, from 5 kicks. That's a 100% show. Back it comes to length. It could have easily picked it up, but tapped it over to Mew. There's a long kick up there towards Payton at full forward. Oh, but no, it's Byrne knocked out to Matthews. This could be dangerous. Picks it up as a snap for goal. He's dobbed it through for his 5th. And he shows his other forwards how to go about it, and he's telling them so too. It was good play on the part of Byrne. 14-6-90. Hawthorn, Geelong 10... let me say it again. Hawthorn 14-6-90.
Geelong 14-6-90.
I'll get that right again. Wait, you say it for me, please.
10-13-73. Well, you said other forwards, Lou. I don't think Hawthorn have any other forwards apart from Matthews, really. He's been their only effective one. He's now kicked 5. Bennett's the only other player with more than 1 goal. He's got 2. So Matthews, knowing where the goals are, keeping Hawthorn within striking distance, but Geelong have led all day. 17 points the difference, 27 minutes gone, 3rd term.
And the ball pushed out that time by McCarthy, coming down to Bennett, who's played pretty well today. Taps it over to Robertson, back to Bennett again. He picks it up after Robertson gave it to him. He goes for a long kick at the goal, but it won't make the distance. Knocked on by Byrne and Malarkey, and it's through for 1 point. Let's have another go at this scoreboard. 14 goals, 690. Geelong to Hawthorn, 10-14-74. Just on the 28-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. And that goal would still keep Hawthorn within striking distance. Flying high was Langford, couldn't hold the mark. Mossop thrown to the ground, and the umpire spotted that, and he'll take the free kick out there at half-back. Hand pass coming over to Johnson. Look, it makes much difference in the result of this kick because it doesn't travel very far. Picked up by Yates, a hand pass back to Bruns. Bruns goes for the long kick, looking for Linda, getting away from Curran. Taps the ball on, trying to find Neil. He had a bit of trouble with theirs, who's one of their best players. Back it goes to Linda. This is another danger point. Good play on the part of Linda. Walked around, up to Jackson again. Jackson in position, couldn't get that. Cleve comes in, tries to tap it back to Ablett. This could be a goal, and it is a goal, yes sir! That's goal number 5 to Ablett. And what a player this guy is. Geelong 15-6-96 to Hawthorn 10-14-74. I've got these bloody beautifuls in peak condition for the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. Come in and put them through their paces. You'll score a great deal. The Nissan Prairie, $1,000 off. The Irvan window van, $1,000 off. And how about $1,000 off the Pulsar ET Turbo? And Bluebird, the sky's the limit. So come into the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. It's a great chance to score a great deal. Come on, fellas, let's...
Sol, you are in a deep trance. Now repeat after me. Oils is oils.
No. Oils ain't oils.
You can't resist, Sol.
But GTX protects engines, reduces friction. It's worth a few extra cents.
Okay, great, Mesmo. The game is up. Sol don't use nothing except GTX. And now we're gonna watch you put yourself into a deep trench.
You mean a deep...
I mean a deep trench. And remember, soils ain't soils.
17 hours. That's how long it took us to paint this house with a brush. Then we painted it in just 6.5 hours with a Wagner Power Painter. This wicker chair took over an hour, but less than 5 minutes with a Wagner Power Painter. A shutter that took 20 minutes, a power painter finished in only 3. It's a tool so versatile. It has a flexible spray tip and a way to draw paint right from a can. A Wagner power painter. It's the right tool for painting.
Round 1, BMW. Round 2, Commodore. Round 3, Volvo. Round 4, Sunday. At Wanneroo, Western Australia, who will take the checkered flag? See all the action Sunday at 10:30. The Australian Touring Car Championship, exclusive to 7 Sport.
At VFL Park, Geelong led by 9 points at quarter time. They increased their margin at half time, and at three-quarter time they led by 22 points. Could Hawthorn come back? Let's go now to the beginning of the final term at VFL Park, Hawthorn and Geelong.
Final quarter now from VFL Park as umpire Peter Cameron comes in to bounce the ball. Geelong leading by 22 points, and they haven't been headed by the Hawks so far in the match. Knocked down by Byrne. Robertson grabbed when not in possession. He'll take the first free kick for the final term. Being one of Hawthorn's better players, they've had very few today. Probably about 6 that have really contributed. 23 possessions to Robertson. He's trying to find Matthews, who staged that one a bit. Picked up by Michael Tuck. He's been well down. Mossop in front. Can't take the mark. Bruns. Good tackle down there by Kennedy. See Brereton down too. I don't know what the matter with him is. Must have got a heavy knock. 22 points in favour of the Cats. Ball up, half forward for Hawthorn. Knocked down by McCarthy. Picked up by Bolton. Scratcher Neal. Bad hand pass allows Hawthorn in through McCarthy. In goes Byrne. He kicked a beautiful goal in the first term. Can he do it again? No, because Malaki's there. Spilt the mark. Made a real meal of that one. But there's no opposition from Hawthorn players. And Malaki having all the time in the world to recover. O'Keefe. Good mark over Bennett.
Well, that's been their forward play style all day, Pete. Leaving it to Matthews to do all the work.
He's been their only effective forward. Perhaps Bennett's contributed a little, but they haven't had any runners down there. No goers. There's the man of the match, Ablett. 8th mark, and what a great contribution he's made. Bruns on centre wing right, goes for a short pass. Play on, says the umpire. Gary Ayres does. Boot the ball quickly. And it could be a free downfield, I think. Yes, it is. It will be taken on centre wing for Hawthorn by Michael Byrne. Robertson is the runner. Robertson puts it high, looking for Curran. He'll get the mark and or free kick. Make no mistake about that. It's the free kick. Curran about 70 metres from goal.
Running on Curran to drive the ball well into attack. Been hopeless so far. Burton with a chance here. Lost sight of that one. Tapped on by Russo over to Kennedy. Back to Tuck. Tuck straightens up, shoots it out while a chance for Bennett to mark. He does. As we've said on numerous occasions during this commentary that he's been a real find for Hawthorn. He's played a very good game. He's kicked 2 goals up to this stage of the match. And he's had plenty of kicks for the match. 14 and 4 hand pass. Not a bad sort of a game. There's the kick by Bennett on its way. And it's a goal, I would say. Yes, a goal. And a mighty handy one.
3 goals to Bennett.
15 goals, 696 Geelong to Hawthorn, 11-14-80. Well, you couldn't complain about this fellow's game. We'll see Tuck kick it out wide to Bennett. Under a bit of pressure here, as we see coming onto the back of him there was Mossop, but he went back to kick a nice goal. So we're back in the centre again. It's only 16 points the difference. Into this quarter by 3 minutes. That's the last. Over to Robertson and Hawthorn back into it again. Ball short. Chance for Bolton. Pushed away to Brown. He runs into Boss. He's grabbed again but gets away from strong play by Brown. Kicks the ball out wide to Bennett again. He's got another mark. This fella could turn out to be the hero of the game for Hawthorn and win the match for them. This is his first game with the Hawks, Pete, isn't it?
First senior game, though, yes.
Well, he's certainly doing a great job. And we saw a young kid last night for Collingwood play a great game. Young Dixon, this fella's following on in the same start. He's only about 20 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. And, of course, this will make the difference. 10 points. He's going for goal number 4. And that's what he's done. No, he's missed it. Oh, golly, there was the chance of a lifetime for the young fellow. 15-6-96 Geelong to Hawthorn. 11-15-81. The ball back into play. Hawthorn still in this fight. Byrne in front, pushed on by Mossop, grabbed by Williams. Back it goes to Tui at half-back. And Geelong go back into attack over their half-forward line. There's a good mark to Carroll. He's been switched from the forward line to defence. That's how badly he was going. Hawthorn have only had one forward all day. That is Matthews. Hand pass from Morris back to Mew. And he's had his hands full trying to cover Ablett as Morris drives it out wide looking for Brereton. He flies. Johnson's there. It got into his back, but the umpire said play on. Kicked off the ground by Brereton. Finally, Malarkey gets a throw, actually, but the umpire said it's okay. Over to Neil. Back it goes to O'Keefe. And Geelong get the ball back to their half-forward. At the back is Linder. Well, I reckon he got into Ayres' back, but it's okay. Cleared by Curran and picked up by Tuck.
And Hawthorn finally showing a bit of system. Go, they say. Robertson, long. Who's he got down there? McCarthy getting ridden into the ground. No free kick. It will be a bounce at half-forward left flank for Hawthorn. 5 minutes gone in the final term. Knocked down by Byrne. Kennedy diving on top of it. So too is Neville Bruns. Once again, we'll see a bounce almost in the same position. 15 points the difference. 5.5 minutes have been played in the last quarter. Yates can't get a good kick at the ball. Very untidy passage of play, this. Finally, it's another ball up, just as Hawthorn were breaking clear. So take 3. Still in the same spot. Knocked away by Mossop. Back by Russo, who's there. Some runners needed here. Down goes Scratcher Neal. Matthews comes out with the ball. Looks for Green. Green on to Kennedy. Kennedy shoots at goal and has put it through, I think. Yes, he has. Hawthorn still in it. Kennedy's first goal. He started at half-back. 15-6-96 to 12-15-87.
And that was great work on the part of Matthews. Got a beautiful hand pass out. We'll watch that again. Ball knocked down there towards that half-forward flank position. Neal falls on the ball. And there's Matthews coming out of the pack. Spots Green, a hand pass coming over to Kennedy, and a beautiful goal. All resulted through the good effort of Matthews.
6.5 minutes have gone. That's the closest Hawthorn have been for 2.5 quarters. Can they keep going? Tuck has possession. Now it goes to Russell Green. Green's kick is a short one out towards half-forward. Brereton's there, overruns the ball and gives it back to Yates, who says thanks very much. Bennett's tackle was late. It's out towards the wing position. Tuck should get there first. Opposition from Scratcher Neal. Who's backing Tuck up? No one, but it's out of bounds. We'll see it thrown back.
9 points the difference. And we're just on the 7-minute mark of this last quarter, and Hawthorn really back in this fight after playing very poorly all day. But then again, you'd be taking something away from Geelong because they've backed up well all day. The ball back to Geelong's half-forward line, the pack play. And there's a great mark to Ayres. He's been a fine player all day down there in defence. That's his 18th kick for the match. Not a bad effort for a back pocket player. Langford at the back. They all lost sight of that. There's a chance now for Russo to go for the long kick over the Hawthorn half-forward line. And there'll be a mark to Geelong's Card. So Card with the ball, a little short of half-back. 9 points the difference. Hawthorn still in this game after looking in a hopeless position at the start of this quarter. They weren't playing well at all. As Williams gives a hand pass back to Bew. And Bew shows a lot of pace, getting away from Langford. Now he's covered him, put him off guard, tried to do a little bit too much. And overrunning the ball, it comes back to Jacko, going for goal number 6, but he's off target, and it's out of bounds on the full. Well, that's the first mistake he's had. He's had 6 kicks for 5 goals. And of course, he's got that left boot pretty heavily bandaged. Playing out of duress, you could say, Jackson, but loving it. As Mark would say, as the ball comes back to O'Keefe, a running shot for goal. That's a beauty. That's made a bit of trouble to Hawthorn. The goal to O'Keefe, a magnificent goal. So 15 points the difference now as we see the scoreboard.
16-6-102 to 12-15-87. And let's pick up play now. We rejoin it at the 15-minute mark of the term, 16-7 to 12-15. So well, Brereton could be free kicked. He gets it. Brereton short of right centre wing, goes for a short pass, taken by Russo, who certainly tried very hard for Hawthorn. Played wide of Williams. Tuck at centre field, decides to go for a run to get past Mossop, does so, fires out the hand pass, Langford takes it, A long shot at goal is going close and not close enough for Hawthorn, one behind. And so the scoreboard reading on Sevens Big League, Hawthorn 12-16-88, still 15 points behind Geelong, 16-7-103. Malaki, long to the outer side. Card in the road, holding the ball, yes.
A free kick to Card out there, against Card, I should say, out there at half-court. It comes out to Matthews, goes for a hand pass to Robertson. Has a chance for a goal. He's gone for the hand pass. Oh, I don't know if he touched it. Let's see. Yes, he did touch it, McCarthy. He got his boot good fight. Gully, it was close. Oh, he took a chance. Did he ever? 16-7-103 Geelong to Hawthorn 13-16, and their score was 94. So it's only 9 points the difference. And Card in plenty of trouble there.
Let's look at that again, though.
He goes down pretty heavy with the free kick went against him for holding the ball.
I think he fall on the ball there.
Might have been Matthews with his hand pass. And watch McCarthy as Robertson gets it over to him now. Could have easily grabbed it. He decided to kick it up, but he got his boot to it. Back in the centre again. And Geelong back into attack. Punched out. There's a go for Geelong to come back as we see Morgan pick it up. Scoots around the pack nicely. Drives it up towards Jacko. He's got the charge. He's marked it. Plays on. He's kicked the goal. Oh, there's Jacko at his best. That's goal number 6. Oh, he might have clinched the game for them. 17-7-109 Geelong to Hawthorn. 13-16-94. Well, there's no doubt about him. He's a 100% player. There he is. Morgan scoots around the pack. And, of course, down it goes. And Jacko getting away with that crook ankle and all and still scores the goal. Great play, Jacko. And you're certainly an individual.
Well, on one leg he's beaten him, Jacko.
Want to get a slice out of his record. There's Mossop giving the sign. The centre bounce again. And the difference is still 15. Card being carried off the ground. That's bad luck for young Card. Of course, Hawthorn lost Considine. He was carried off on a stretcher too. That was bad luck. Back it goes there to Mew. He fumbles the ball. There he goes. Ablett going through the pack like a steam train. A snap at goal.
That's the sealer.
That's the sealer. That's another goal. That's goal number 6 to Ablett. And you can just about wrap this game up for Geelong. 18 goals, 7-115 Geelong to Hawthorn. 13-16-94.
You're watching Sevens Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
And Geelong, as you can see, outscoring Hawthorn in every quarter. The Cats finally victorious by 28 points. As we look at the stats, you would almost think, though, that Geelong had lost the game. Hawthorn on top in every department, strangely, except the hit-outs. But it was Geelong, as I said, by 28 points, and that was only the second time that Geelong had actually beaten Hawthorn at VFL Park. The goal kickers for Geelong, Ablett and Jackson, both brilliant in front of goals, and Bruns got 2 for Hawthorn. Lee Matthews, a brilliant display likewise at the other end of the ground. He finished up with 5 goals, and Bennett was Hawthorn's only other effective forward, and he finished up with 3 goals. A very fine display by the young Hawk. I think we'll hear more of him. We'll take a break. Back with more of Sevens Big League in just a moment.
For the news from behind the scenes in football, join Scott Palmer, coming up on Sevens Big League.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. He'll tell you he likes to sleep beneath the stars and wake up with the dawn. And he likes the taste of real draft beer when his times is on. If you want the taste of real draft beer, only Carlton draft comes anywhere near. There's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
As you can see, this iron plant stand was made by a professional bank clerk, and his AEG power tools, of course. AEG, professional tools now at handyman prices.
They got drive, they've got energy, they got knowledge and technology.
The team that developed oils for the space shuttle, the team that keeps this car in the race, is the mobile team that brings you Superdrop, the oil that's friction modified for 20,000 kilometers.
They're your mobile team. They're your mobile team.
On Sevens Big League, let's check the results of some of the other matches played today. And first of all, Melbourne starting the season on a good note and kicking just like Geelong very, very accurately. 20 goals, 8, 128. defeating the Lions 14-18-102 for Melbourne. Cordner got 7 goals and Wilson 6, and Bernie Quinlan likewise got 6 goals for Fitzroy. And the Sydney Swans today kicking the sweep, a mammoth 26 goals 20, 176, defeating St Kilda, annihilating St Kilda, 8 goals 18, 66 for the Swans. Evans 9 and Hawke 3, and McAdam got 3 goals for St Kilda. Last night, of course, we had the memorable game under lights at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Collingwood, after a very even first term, coming away in the final stages of the match to score 21-15, 141 to North Melbourne 15-13, 103 points. Army Reserve Cup match tomorrow at the Lake Oval. You'll see the action live and exclusive to 7 straight after World of Sport. And it sees Essendon take on Richmond. Admission is absolutely free down there. It's going to be a very warm day, so ideal conditions for football at the Lake Oval. Hope you can join us straight after World of Sport. All the latest, the Footy Stop Press. Let's go up to the sporting editor now of the Sunday Press, as we say a very good evening once again to Scotty Palmer.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to the Sunday Press, and boy, is football back in favour. Dual Brownlow medalist Peter Moore was reported on a striking charge today. For the first time in his career, 2 umpires saw him tangle with Bernie Harris, and they didn't like what they saw. Moore said from his bath inside the MCG rooms tonight, "I'm a big man, he's a little man. It was just a collision." Teammate Peter Giles and Lion Harris were also booked at the MCG. Barassi said it's nice to be able to laugh after a game for a time. All of Melbourne stood up today and were counted. Unlucky Frank Regolo, however, has broken his arm again, and it's the same one that kept him out for so long last year. Robbie Walls was disappointed naturally about the way the Lions contested in the packs today and about their lack of care. St Kilda's coach Graham Jelly complained tonight that his side lacked leadership in the debacle against the Swans, but Trevor Barker could not be blamed. Trevor has suffered a spiral fracture to his right fibula and is now looking at 12 weeks on the sidelines. He said tonight that he heard the thing crack when some players landed on top of him. A tragedy for a bloke who has suffered so much. Graham Jelly has called a special meeting at Moorabbin tomorrow to get to the bottom of that debacle today. Swans coach John Northey was ecstatic and said the team was now backing each other up to the man. Do that and it pays off, he said. 2 players were reported down there. Warwick Kappa of the Swans, who was allegedly struck Alpingston, and Alan Sidebottom for unduly rough play. He's alleged to have tossed McGasey into a goalpost. Hawthorn is in strife. Today's loss was their 3rd in a row, and Paul Considine will remember his debut. He's in Prince Henry's tonight with a suspected dislocated shoulder and concussion. His teammate Richard Loveridge also is in the wars. He suffered a suspected fractured jaw in the reserves. Alan Jeans also has Ken Judge with a hamstring injury. Jeans said that the story of the match was at the centre bounce. Geelong got it clear 22 times, Hawthorn 9. We had more kicks and more shots, but we still lost the game, said Jeansy. Tom Hapey said it was the Cats' best win at VFL Park since he's been coach. We are playing more direct football, none of that sort of merry-go-round stuff. The Cats will all visit the Allendale Hospital in Hawthorn tonight to visit their captain, Michael Turner, who's just recovering from a knee operation. Best of luck, Mick. Merv Nagel of Essendon was booked for allegedly using his forearm on Jeff Manton of Richmond today. While my coach Kevin Sheedy, however, was all smiles and for once singled out one player for an honourable mention. He said Paul van der Haar's game today was commendable. Richmond's Paul Sproul said the Tigers' effort was full of merit. Their endeavour could not be faulted, and many match winners of the Tigers were down today, he said, and he mentioned blokes like Rioli and Waitman. Sheedy warned after the match, he said, don't underestimate the Tigers. Bad news for Carlton in more ways than one tonight. Full forward Warren Ralph has a knee injury and Frank Marcazzani a compound dislocation of the finger. But are those dogs barking? The West Australian pair Hardy and Daniels played well, and Simon Beasley shot 9 goals, all on Bruce Dool. Coach Mickey Malthouse said he was thrilled tonight, and he declared the Bulldogs could play much better than that today. David Parkin just looked at the marking figures. 105 to the Bulldogs, 66 to Carlton, and he knows he's got a big problem on his hands this year. Back to you, Peter.
Thanks, Scotty. Plenty of news, some good, some bad. And of course the Swans win today and Collingwood's win last night. It means we have a very interesting match coming up next Tuesday night in the Foster's Cup. The Sydney Swans take on the Magpies, and you'll see that at 8:30 next Tuesday night, exclusive to 7 Sport. More of 7's Big League coming up in just a moment.
Footscray give Carlton the blues. Coming up next on 7's Big League.
Most people call it paradise. I just call it home. Diamond Head, Waikiki, Big Brown Island.
Foster's Lager.
What makes Holden Astra such a top-value hatchback? Not just that it costs so little to run, it's a hatch full of civilised features. Stylish seats, a 4-speaker hi-fi sound system, and it parks like a dream. Even the steering wheel is adjustable, and there are other unexpected luxuries. Holden Astra is so easy to drive. 5-speed economy, independent suspension, remote control means you don't have to leave your seat. And see what it can carry. New Holden Astra, at your Holden dealer now.
No one knows what the world will look like in 1995, but you know your home will look great because back in 1985, you used a new paint called Decade. For 10 years, Decade will protect against sun, rain, and just about anything Mother Nature can conjure up. Decade, the only paint that's guaranteed in writing to last 10 years. Decade, not just an ordinary paint. Available in white and 60 colours. Only at your nearest Bristol store.
If you're not watching 7 National News, you're only getting half the picture. See all the major sports events with Australia's top commentators, weekends at 6. 7 National News. We give you more than just the score.
Well, one of the big improvers for 1985 should be Footscray, or so say those in the know. A good yardstick to any team's ability is how well they can perform at Princes Park against Carlton, and that was the task confronting Mick Malthouse and his team this afternoon. Princes Park, in fact, has been a hoodoo ground for the Bulldogs as they haven't beaten Carlton there since the 1964 season. Both teams were sprinkled with interesting new recruits, Brad Shine, Rhett Baines and David Rhys-Jones for the Blues, while the Bulldogs had snared Brad Hardy, Alan Daniels and Tony Bahaja, with Michael Ford coming up through the reserves. The match also saw Bruce Dool break John Nichols' Carlton club record of 331 games. Our replay tonight begins just past the 15-minute mark of the third quarter. Our commentators at the park, Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna.
Hot Sevens Big League, all the action being brought to you today from Princes Park. We approach the 16-minute mark of the third term. Carlton in attack, scores a level on the scoreboard, 60 points each.
Centre half back, Daniels tries to kick it off the ground. In goes Baines. Oh, beautiful football there by Stephen Wallace down towards centre wing. And no mark, it must have been touched off the boot, said the umpire, as it's on centre wing. In they go after it again. Oh, lovely hand pass as it comes out there to Montgomery on the left foot. McClure flies. No mark, said the umpire. In they go again. Rhys-Jones, beautifully done. Onto the left foot goes Rhys-Jones, hooks it back, and he's put it through for his third goal. Tremendous goal to the ex-Swan.
Well, back at Princes Park, Carlton hit the front, 10-6-66. Footscray, 9-6-60. Rhys-Jones kicks his third goal, and now can Footscray pick up the Blues? Footscray looked $1 million in the first half of the game. They led by 23 points at half-time after being level with Carlton at quarter-time. They had 3 or 4 chances early in the third term, but missed them down and around the goal square. And now Carlton have come back from 23 points down to lead by 6 points. We've only been playing 17 minutes of the third quarter.
And interesting that both the big men, Wow Jones and Rhett Baines, are on the field. Here's all Rhys-Jones coming into the play. Over to Wayne Harms. Harms out wide looking for Ralph. Oh, Ralph in the back. Yes, said the umpire. Had to be paid. And it'll come back here to the half-forward line. Now, Ralph is and a 15-metre penalty, which is shocking play by Footscray because Ralph was not within kicking distance.
Now he is.
Now he certainly is. So that is bad defensive
Well, the acting
play.
captain did that. Rick Kennedy did that. Peter kicked the ball away.
Well, that's shocking football. I'd send the runner out straight away.
Well, Kennedy's trying to have a talk to Peter Russo now about it, but it's too late. He's given away the 15-metre penalty. Ralph will take this shot at goal, going for his second goal. He'll get the distance of that, I'm sure. No worries about that. Carlton could be 2 goals in front after this kick. They now lead by 6 points. Ralph doesn't miss many of these. And he hasn't missed that one either. So Carlton, 12 points in front after being 23 points down. They've done all that in the space of 18 minutes on Sevens Big League.
A great fight back by Carlton. They're playing man-to-man football. They were letting in the first half the Footscray players run loose, and now, since manning up, they are playing a lot more pressured football, and it's a tremendous fight back because Footscray dominated the first 5 minutes of this quarter, and they should have sewn up the game, but I think Jack Edwards said earlier, they started to lair eyes just a little bit and got them into trouble.
Well, let's see if they can come back, see how good they are. Jones got the tap out from the pack. It comes into no man's land. Johnson can't pick up cleanly. Can't get through the pack to pick up. Footscray drive forward, down towards Bamblett. He can't pick it up either. Is a chance now. It's Shine on the... No, it's Montgomery. Couldn't get it out of there. Alvin goes in, head down, the rest up. McPherson a chance for Footscray. Goes Gold, way off target. Only one behind. So it's Carlton still in front by 11 points over Footscray. Carlton 11-6-72. Footscray 9-7-61. 7 big lead, bringing you all the action from Princes Park and the mark taken by Groenewegen.
Yes, I still think we're going to see a very, very even contest here. We see Groenewegen looking for Beasley. Oh, he's out positioned on that occasion by Dool. In went Bahaja. Players going in very hard after the football, and umpire John Russo sensibly comes in at centre half forward. He's getting a bit of friendly advice there from Tony Bahaja. He's going to be a valuable exit.
Well, Bahaja was being held. He was trying to enter that ball then, Peter. He was being held away. Shepherded, I think, mainly, but the umpire didn't pick it up. The scoreboard showing 72 playing 61. Carlton lead by 11 points. Bahaja into goal. He goes. He shoots. He's got it.
Most people call it paradise. I just call it home. If you could see it with my eyes, you'd want to call it all your own. Big brown eyes and water so blue. Fresh fish caught from the sea. My Honolulu, this island is mine. I'm Honolulu through and through, but my kind of beer just isn't made here.
In this great city, this great beer is making waves. Foster's Lager.
June in the sea, it's set just for me. See it glitter when the sun goes down. Foster's Lager, it's got the flavor that's taking it all around the world.
Oh no, she's doing the banking.
How clever it must seem to have accounts all over the place. You rush around for high interest, pay the bills in a panic. If only you could find someone who'd do all this, give you a check account free of activity charges, and pay your bills automatically. Plus, give you a MasterCard or Westpac card to shop with in supermarkets and in service stations. It's called Advantage Saver Plus, and it's only from Westpac, the bank.
Been doing the banking, Mum.
The family-size Hoover Elite 900 has a stainless steel wash bowl. Its competitor does not. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Take it from me, you'll get more for your money at every Homestead hardware store.
Homestead, hardware made easy.
These sturdy exhaust fans are great. 2 sizes to choose from, 200 and 250mm from $21.95. Here's something to light up your life. This compact ring grip strip light, and it's a breeze to fit $16.99.
That's top value, eh, Dennis?
Sure is. And ring grip utility light fittings only $13.95.
Homestead, hardware made easy.
You're not seeing things? Simon & Simon are coughing it sweet, because if you can't beat them, join them. Simon & Simon, out to pull the plug on corruption in the police force. Twice the action, twice the fun. Simon & Simon, 8:30 tonight.
5 points the difference we see, and I've marked that one down to have a look on World of Sport tomorrow. Tony Bahaja, perfect Rovers goal as he just read that beautifully off the pack, and the Bulldogs, here he is again, Bahaja on the right, but he's looking for Bamblett, beautifully used to the body. Now it's Brian Royal, fires at the goals, hooks it back and is offline and out of bounds on the full. So the Bulldogs are not going to give up here without a fight. Carlton have done all the attacking in the last 10 minutes or so. Maybe the Bulldogs are good enough to come back, Jack.
Well, they were good enough to lead Carlton by 23 points at half-time, Pete, so they're good enough to come back. It'll show maturity if they can, though. There's the kick by Dool, the veteran. Up it goes. Purser spoils the pack. Bahaja roved it well. Picked up by Groenewegen, and the kick drops in short. And it's a mark to Footscray. The shot will be taken at goal. And can Royal put them in front? Brian Royal. For Footscray has not scored a goal at this stage. So maybe he's due. If he gets it, it'll be the Bulldogs back in front, Pete. So let's see what
a game. This is a tremendous game of football as we see Brian Roy's got to kick a little bit out right. Oh, he's kicked that beautifully. It's swinging back, and I think that's over the line. And it's a
tough luck in a tremendous game here at Princes Park.
Yeah, it's a great game of football on Sevens Big League. The Bulldogs lead by 1 point. 11-7 to 11-6. Carlton at home are very hard to beat. I'm not saying they're beaten yet, not by a long stretch of the imagination, but Footscray may have come of age. The side I thought should have won or been in the 5 last year and should have been in the finals. They are confident making the finals this year. If they can get over Carlton today, they're going a long way toward that goal.
Here's Bamblett coming out. Oh, beautiful football. There's Bamblett. Swings onto the left foot. Fires at the goal. Beasley, yes! Beautiful mark. Great play, Les Bamblett. And Simon Beasley has marked 15 to 20 metres out from goal, directly in front. A chance to kick goal number 4.
Well, when he gets up off the ground, there he is, Beasley, opposed to Bruce Stool. You can't get many better players than Bruce Stool. He always uses his body to perfection. That time he couldn't keep Beasley out, but what a great pass from Bamblett off the left foot. Good piece of football. Beasley, I would say, point-blank range. The man on the mark, Bruce Stool, is about 5 or 6 metres in front of the goal square. Slightly angled, but the breeze is right behind Simon Beasley, the Bulldog full forward. Here he comes in now. He shoots the goal. He's put it through. The big league scoreboard showing it's 12-7 now. Footscray, Carlton 11-6. That's the Bulldogs in front by 7 points.
Well, the sign of a very, very good side. The comeback, Carlton had the run on. They were getting right on top, and the Bulldogs have had the guts to come back. And I think the sign of a top side. 4 goals to Simon Beasley. He's been very, very impressive. And another player is in for a tremendous year is Bamblett, who's been very dangerous up around that court. It's actually good coaching by Malthouse. He's got him down, 2 little fellas down alongside Beasley. He's got Bahaj on one side and Bamblett the other.
Well, that's where the goals come from. At the centre bounce once again. Peter Howe, the umpire, puts it up. And Person knocks it down. And Royal drives them forward. He puts it up high. Bamblett awaits the mark. Good football. Beautiful. Now, Bamblett was there. He could have flown in the pack. He turned around and he waited for Beasley to come in. He's been told to wait for the crumbs. That's what his job is. Beasley, well, good luck for Beasley. He took the mark. There was no crumb for Bamblett, but that's what it's all about. Oh. And there's Beasley going for his 5th goal. Who will win this game?
Great. Tremendous quarter of football, and what great centre bounce play that was by Purser to get it to Royal, and the kick coming down. Beasley playing in front as all full forwards should do. He's kicked 4. Now this would be a very, very handy one, getting close to 3/4 time, and there's the kick by Beasley. No doubt about that one. 5 goals to Simon Beasley.
And the scoreboard at Princes Park on 7 Big League showing Footscray 13-7, 85, Carlton 11-6, 72.
Well, that was a delight to watch that football as we saw the centre bounce. We saw Purser with a beautiful hit out, a la John Nichols, straight into the hands there of little Royal. He kicked it high. Beasley came out. The 2 little fellas scouted at the bottom of the pack, but Beasley didn't let them down and took a strong mark. And
now, see if Purser can do it again. Purser gets it down, but Royal can't get it yet. Ashman's in there. Picked up by Bruce Reid. He gets it out. And the mark has been taken over there by Brian Cordy. He kicks it up long. And Groningen under it. And yes, no, he couldn't get it on the second grab. It's on the turf. The ball hits the track. No one can get it out cleanly. Meldrum picks up, clears the pack with a kick to the boundary line. A chance now. It's Harms out in front. Well tackled though. Caught in possession. The umpire calls play on. Footscray go forward to Bamblett. And Bamblett, 2 hands will take him up there, Les. Picked up by Meldrum. Well tackled by Bamblett. And we'll see a boundary throw in.
Footscray come back hard. Carlton a little bit nonplussed at the moment, and Purser is doing particularly well at the centre bounces, and they're going to be a great combination of Purser and Royal during this year. A lot of headaches for opposition teams. There's Rodney Ashman coming away with the football. Kicks it high towards the centre of the ground. Alan Daniels ducks back. Oh, that was a top mark by the Carlton captain in Wayne Johnston, who has been a fairly quiet player today.
I wonder what Daniels was trying to do then. He sort of got out of, I don't know what he was trying to do. Anyhow, Johnson puts it up to the half-forward zone. It comes to the back of the pack. This young forward's playing well. He gives it out to Hardy. Hardy can drive the ball right into the square. No, he goes for Beasley. Hey, that's not bad. A back pocket player just about shooting a pass to the full forward.
That's top full forward play too. Beautiful football by Michael Ford. He's got had an open goal there, Beasley. Could have had a long kick with it unattended.
No one down there for
No one
Footscray.
there. Now, he should make the distance from there. He's got the breeze behind him. He's a long kick normally. Let's see what he can do. That's a beautiful looking drop punt. It's a great kick. It's goal number 6 to Simon Beasley. A tremendous display of full forward.
Well, Sevens Big League bringing you all the action from Princes Park on this opening day of 85. Footscray 14-7-91. Carlton 11-6-72.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. And he'll tell you he likes the kind of life he leads, and he's glad that he was born. And he likes the taste of real draft beer when his time's his own. If you want the taste of real draft beer, only Carlton draft comes anywhere near. There's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
The Hoover Elite 900 has a wool cycle fully approved by the Australian Wool Corporation. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Sometimes headache and pain happen, and that's when new Aspro capsules can help. New Aspro capsules, pure white, contain pure aspirin, and so much easier to swallow than tablets to get effective relief from headache and pain. Take only as directed, and if pain persists, see your doctor. New Aspro capsules for effective relief from headache and pain.
As you can see, this wardrobe was made by a professional hairdresser, and his AEG power tools, of course. AEG, professional tools now at handyman prices.
Tonight on 7, following the big league, Simon and Simon pull the plug on police corruption at 8:30. At 9:30, Lovers in the Air and in Fashion in Trapper John MD, and Agatha Christie's Partners in Crime follows at 10:30.
I don't think he'll play again in the match, but great to see a bloke leading, and he's giving confidence to his players upfield. There's Baines, knocks it away, but here they come again, that half-back line. Brian Cordy down towards half-forward where the mark is taken by Brendan Hartley.
Hartley hand passes to Alvin. Alvin on the left foot forces the ball out toward Glaskin, going very close to the boundary line. Cordy, good use of the body, but Glaskin gets back in position, and well done. Picks it up and throws it onto a boot and drives up to the half-forward zone. They fly high. Young Ford came in from the back, picked up by McClure. He drives up to the forward pocket. Kennedy Spoils going to win a free kick to Carlton. The umpire calls play on, and Footscray come forward toward Blackwell. Blackwell's taken Hawkins out of the game. Blackwell picks up his hand pass, ineffective, picked up by Baines. Baines can't do much with it. Here's Meldrum. Meldrum picks up, goes for the short pass, up toward the half-forward zone. Shine takes it, he dives for it, but can't take the mark. The hand pass comes back, and the hand pass comes from Person down to Groningen. Groningen drives high. Beasley tries to get into position. Beasley up high, can't take the mark. McPherson's there for Footscray. McPherson runs into the open goal. It's another goal to Footscray, kicked by McPherson. He kicks his second goal. Well, what a game of football. Princes Park, the venue. The contestants, Carlton and Footscray. And Footscray on 15-7-97, leading Carlton 11-6-72.
Well, I think if any other opposing coaches have a look at the replay of this match, I think they'll have a few fears.
Pete,
this
Carlton
year
were down
about
23 points at half-time.
Right, got in
they
front.
got back to lead by 6 points. And now the scoreboard shows that Footscray have got away to a 25-point lead over it.
That's a sign of a very, very good side, because Carlton,
what a quarter of football.
Tremendous quarter of football you're seeing on Sevens Big League, because the way that Footscray have been able to regroup and come back after Carlton had the run on is fantastic. And here's one of them that led the way. Wallace over there to Neil Cordy. Cordy out wide to Bamblett. Bamblett has been a tremendous player up forward. He's against Meldrum. Now it's his look-alike there in McLean going in after it. It's on the half-back line as Meldrum casually breaks away. He's trying hard, Paul Meldrum. Up towards Johnston, who gets out position. Oh, beautifully taken away there by the full-back in forward. Or was it Brian Cordy? Down towards half-forward. Still they go in after it. Oh, big Baines has caught.
Oh, gee, the tackling of Footscray is tremendous in this quarter, and well, right from the start of the game, in fact, as we see the time clock showing almost 30 minutes gone in a tremendous third quarter here at Princes Park.
What a shame. I was hoping this quarter wouldn't end, but I suppose it has to. It's been fantastic football on Sevens Big League. The ball comes out to Wallace. He rides the bunk well. He goes for a short pass. Bahaja takes the mark into Beasley in the open goal square and through for another goal. Well. Footscray moved their score to 16 goals 7. That will be 103 points. Carlton 11-6, 72 on Sevens Big League.
Well, I've never seen Bruce Doull get a hiding like this ever in his career. The last time I saw this was in an interstate game where he was playing against South Australia on the big centre-half forward. He's had 7 goals kicked on him today by Simon Beasley. I think it's time for a change, personally. I think Dooley should be up on the half-back line by now. He's got to do something, David Parkin, as Doug Hawkins shovels it across to Groenewegen. Now to Purser, and here comes Beasley again up in front of Doull. He flies over the back as Les Bamblett. Runs it after it towards the pocket. Hand pass, looking for McLean. Oh, it's all Footscray. Michael McLean overruns the ball. In goes Doull. He won't give up, Brucey Doull. He's got a heart as big as the Carlton grandstand. He's playing game number 332 and breaking John Nichols' record.
Footscray have kicked 7 goals, 4 in this quarter. Carlton have added 6 goals, 2. So what a quarter of football it's been.
Ashman off the side of the boot was straight up in the air. Now, was that a mark?
That umpire's called play off.
Didn't travel the required distance there, and that will be, oh gee, as we see Hartney and Michael McLean having a little how do you do.
Umpire Peter Howe there at the scene of the action. That's the forward pocket position for Footscray out of side. The time clock 31.5 minutes into the third term. It's been a lengthy quarter, but it's been a beauty. If I never see a better quarter than this for 85, I won't be disappointed. It's been fantastic football. Brian Royal gets a hand pass back out. Groenewegen tries to move it forward. Bamblett lost the run of it, picked up by Elvin. Elvin's left foot kick goes toward the boundary line. Players jostle for position, and the mark has been taken out there by Neil Corley, is it? No, it's Brian Royal. Royal, could he score from there, Pete?
No, as he drops it short, out comes Baines, and Baines takes a mark. He plays on. Oh, this is dangerous. Groenewegen's got it. Onto the left foot goes Robert Groenewegen. A magnificent kick at the goals. Poor play, Carlton, because Groenewegen's put it through the centre for his second goal.
So the Bulldogs with plenty of bites early in season 1985 and running out convincing winners by 30 points at Princes Park this afternoon. Stats on the match. Footscray on top in many departments, especially the kicks and marks, and they also had more shots at goal than Carlton. Goal kickers in the match, well, of course, Simon Beasley was the leading goal kicker on the ground. He finished up with 9, and 3 each to McPherson and Bahaja. For Carlton, David Rhys-Jones, their new recruit from the Swans. He was their leading goal kicker, and he finished
to you by Mazda, makers of reliable commercial vehicles.
Round 1 of the 85 season got away under lights at the MCG as Ross Glendinning weaves his way clear.
Coming back to the business now.
Here's new boy Dixon in action.
By Dixon again, a snap at goal, not a bad sort of a kick. It's coming around beautifully in the Magpies, bounce back.
Phil Cracker quick to reply for the Roos though with a great left foot snap.
This is not a bad kick either, another goal. Awkward looking kick, looking down there.
Did BT give a little nudge? A nod's as good as a wink, says Dennis Banks, and away they go. Dixon again.
Dixon shoots it, goal, looks good from here, it's through, 10th kick and his 3rd goal.
Might get another kick in with a Richardson.
Now Richardson, Collingwood Rover combining again this time with Dixon, who was a real powerhouse in the second half.
Well, you can see that coming up all the way. I don't know, I think he's trying to...
And their big winner up forward, Brian Taylor.
There's a goal to Taylor.
I don't think he could believe the snap either. Out at Windy Hill, it was the unfurling of the 84 flag. And from that point on, for the next 15 minutes, the Bombers dozed off. And Richmond decided to take full advantage. Here they go. Starting proceedings was David Palm.
The best one goes on the board for the Tigers. The ball off the ground.
Second minute, Simpson bolts and blasts truly.
2 goals to the Tigers. What a tremendous goal by young David Simpson.
It took 16 minutes for the Bombers to get going, but when they got going, they really got going.
Stewart gets a bad bounce.
Izzard and Williams combined. A couple of solid bumps out at Windy Hill.
It's taken them 16 minutes.
One was between Neagle and Manton.
I don't know who's at the bottom of that. He's going to be reported. And we'll see a throw in taken.
And that was the result of that.
There's plenty of blood around the now. Two of them.
Wood and Francis had a fair old collision on the outer flank.
Francis behind isn't able to bounce.
A little bit behind play.
Across that back pocket region. Give it
Vernon and Hawker.
Danger here, but he cleverly taps it on. So too does Weston paddle it on towards Thompson. Weston puts body over the ball, and as they're remonstrating with...
They can't quite seem to sort out
between Vernon and Hawker. Here they go with the hand.
who had a problem. Now King, a solid bump here from Anea.
Polak someone. Gives it back to Jeff. Jeff pushed forward. Takes the boundary.
Walsh gives Jeff a little bump and down goes the boundary umpire, but he was fine. The Bombers, when they did settle down, it was thanks to Van der Haar and Watson. And here is that premiership style of football.
Another whipper, and Watson brings up his second, and the Bombers go further ahead.
For the Cats, it took just 30 seconds for the individual, Jacko, to get going.
And that came up inside the minute mark.
Jacko now going mad, and of course, the next thing he'll do will go back to young Morris and try and put him off his game with some sort of a fairy walk or an ape trance or whatever he goes into. Now watch him go down here to young Morris. There he goes.
His mother calls him Marcus,
One for you, son. And Morris
but he's the individual.
for Jacko again. Weaves his way through.
Look at the pace, the ball control.
There's a chance for his second. It's bouncing the right field.
And just a slight turn with the new ball, the leg break.
Look at Jacko putting on his best performance for them.
Oh dear.
Well, young Morris a bit stiff that time, but he misread the bounce.
Not a lot you can say about that.
Jacko was too good, Luke.
Long kick at the goals up to Jacko again. Morris is there.
There's the other boy. If Jacko was to be upstaged, it was Ablis.
They both fly at the back as Flanagan, I think.
Played a great game, both of them contributing 6 goals.
Oh, can this guy take a mark towards Ablett? This is dangerous.
Here's Ablett again. Continuing the run, backs up beautifully and goes straight over the top for a great goal.
Goes long. Ablett!
And here's the double act.
Stretch a knee to Ablett. This will be the
As he goes away. Now, Jacko, what will I do?
With a bit of plaster. Come on, come and get it, guys. The Jacko show.
That Cleve comes in, tries to tip it back to
Ablett again.
This could be a
That's a great left foot snap.
Yes, sir. It goes down to Mew. He funnels the ball. There he goes. Ablett going through the pack like
And
a
here's
steam.
number 6.
That's the sealer.
That's the sealer.
For Ablett. As I said, he finished with 6, so too did Jacko.
And he can just about wrap this game up for Geelong.
Now to Melbourne and Fitzroy. Quinlan across to Harris, who sneaks one through right on the boundary line. The Demons delighted to have Wilson fit and back in business once again. He finished the day with 7. That was 1 soccer style. Let's have a look now at the Melbourne Brownlow medalist, Peter Moore on the move, bouncing his way across the centre. Good low trajectory kick and very, very accurate. St Kilda and the Swans. Well, the Saints made a lovely banner, but that was really just about it for the day. The Swans did it easy. Russell to Evans, waiting in the square. Bernie probably couldn't believe this. He had a marvellous day. Finishing the day with 9 goals and a star performance by Bernie Evans. Now, Footscray and Carlton. Here are the Cordy boys in action. Brian and Neil.
In his brother Neil. Neil runs towards the goal, fires, and Neil Cordy has put it through, I think. He's been flattened after he's kicked the goal up the field umpire comes down, and it's a goal. Good Footscray. Beasley.
The star, however, was full forward, Simon Beasley. Let's just have a look at him in action.
It's on its way. Beasley with a chest mark.
Top mark.
It's gone. Picked up by Royal. Royal's going to drive into Beasley. Beasley comes out. He's up high. He's taken the mark at half forward.
That's beautiful full forward play by Beasley.
Short pass. Bahaja takes the mark. In into Beasley in the open goal square, and through for another goal.
Great day for Simon Beasley and some great action from the first round, but the winner of our Mazda Footy highlights this week in the $500...
By Nissan.
Let's go back to Friday night, and the first of our marks, Brian Taylor of Collingwood. His teammate Bruce Abernethy. To yesterday's action, the first one of Gary Ablett. Second one, Gary Ablett.
They both fly at the back. It's Flanagan, I think it is. No, it's Ablett.
His teammate David O'Keefe.
Oh, O'Keefe, screamer.
Number 3 for Gary Ablett.
Ablett! Oh, what a ripper!
For a pass out
Hawthorn's young high flyer, James Bennett.
Bennett, I think he's got it.
To Windy Hill, Essendon's big man, Roger Merritt.
As he breaks away and kicks
Carlton small man, Rod Ashman getting up.
Yes! A good mark.
Footscray recruit, Les Bamblett.
In they come now. Oh, and else did take the mark. Bamblett.
And Carlton recruit, David Rhys-Jones.
Rhys-Jones over the top.
For the Swans, Tony Morwood. St Kilda's, Frank Cabone. The Swans, Warwick Kappa. To Melbourne now, David Cordner. One of the forwards that had a big day, the other was this man, Brian Wilson. And to our panel, headed by Lou Richards.
Well, there were some great marks. Football's off to a great start as far as the marking's concerned. Sam, who would you go for out of all those marks?
Well, I liked O'Keefe's mark from Geelong, and that boy James Bennett.
Yes.
He played a very good game. And Cordner's, the last one of Cordner's, there was a courageous mark, but I think besides Ablett, who took about 5 or 6 of them, and he doesn't get in because he took too many good marks, the best mark was Brian Taylor's from Collingwood, in my opinion, on Friday.
Well, we'd expect a remark like that from you, Sam. What do you think, Bob?
He should obviously win at Ablett because he took 6 of them, but apparently that's not the case.
Well, just a moment, lead finish. What did you think,
Well,
Bob?
I thought Cordner marked very well. I thought Kappa did quite well. And there was one of the small little Carbone from St Kilda. Carbone was a very neat little mark.
Yeah.
But I'm along with Sam. I thought the 2 best marks were one of Ablett's and one of Taylor's.
Well, Bob, you're on the ball because Brian Taylor did win the mark of the day, and with the compliments of Nissan, he receives $100. We watch Brian Taylor in action now.